Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the Selector for the first year anniversary and what I think is going to be very beneficial for your account. First things off before I talk about the first year anniversary tickets is that if you bought the packs that are going to come out for the first year anniversary, then you will get one Selector ticket and two SSR support card ticket. If not, you will only have one SSR support card selector ticket, so just keep that in mind. But I'm going to give you both so that you have a decent understanding. Okay? Let's start with the recommendations. I'm going to talk about Fuji Kiseki because her unique is actually going to be very strong in the second year anniversary patch if that does come out, where her unique is going to be in the last 300 meters, and there has to be an that is behind her by about 5 meters, and she has to be 4th or higher in order to proc the unique. It becomes very consistent to proc, and then it is pretty much like Triumphant Pulse, but it can work for front runners since it can proc for first place position. So if we get the second year anniversary balance change, that means that Fuji Kiseki is actually going to be a viable ticket option. Then we have New Year Opera O. She is going to have a very good unique for the final corner and the final straight. So her unique, how it works is that if you activate 7 or more skills during the race, you would get an additional 0.25 target speed increase if you are on the last 400 meters and you are between the 4th or higher in positioning, which is of course extremely strong. If you activate 6 or lower skills, however, you only get 0.15 target speed increase. She is going to be a very strong parrot. And of course, since it is going to be a part of the final corridor or the final straight, she could sometimes on some maps be a part of a C4 nuke strategy for long distance tracks. Of course, however, she doesn't work well in sprint CMs, since her unique would activate automatically as soon as you touch the late race. So here is an example. The next champions meeting is going to be CM9. This will activate instantly as soon as you touch the final leg, which unfortunately means that you don't really get much because you do not get the spirit carry over from this, and this is the acceleration zone, so it will most likely not be that effective. For Champions Meeting 10, it is going to be the final straight unique, or you could say it has a home stretch unique. Then we have CM11, which is going to be a part of C4 nuke, of course corner 4 nuke alongside inside scope and also deity calls. Then for CM12, the same thing can be said because it is still going to be on corner 4. And then on CM13 it is going to be on the final straight. This unique will be extremely good on inheritance because it will activate mostly on either a final corner or the final straight, and that is going to be extremely good. Next up is of course Meijuro Dober. Her unique is very good for late and end closers because you have to be between the 5th to 6th place position and not rush, and it depends on the which map because her unique is heavily reliant on how the map structure works. If the map final corner is too early, then she wouldn't get any benefit from her unique. However, if there is a corner in the late race, then it will proc and it will be extremely good. So just keep eye on that. Then we have original Ogre Cap. She has a very good unique for pace, late and end closers. she technically has the best aging unique in the entire game, alongside characters like New Year Opera O, Valentine Mihano Bourbon, and Fuji Kiseki. The reason is that her unique is just way too consistent. You have to be between the 2nd to 5th place position in the last 200 meters. It's very easy to trigger, and you get a massive 0.25 target speed increase. Then she also has very good affinity with most of the cast, so you will most likely get double circles or extremely high affinity with most of the Umas, and that means is that you could potentially get discounts on this unique, provided you get maybe like 2 or 3 star green on your Ogre cap. So yeah, Ogre cap is going to be a very good parent too. Saiyan Sky, no question, she is a must-have on fronts in most tracks, which are mile, medium, and sometimes even long, depending on the long map. And you are able to finally escape the borrow hell. If you do not own Saiyan Sky, you can know how painful it is to get 5 bad runs, and then you realize that you can't run on your front runner anymore because you do not have any consistent way to get angling and scheming. And even if you put it on the grandparent for each side, then it will be annoying to get the desired S on the distance and also get angling and scheming. So yeah, having Saiyan will allow you to just keep running on your front runner. Then she also has good affinity with a lot of the front runners. So yeah, Saiyan Sky is of course very nice. If they do not release the 2nd year anniversary balance patch, then Christmas Ogre is probably going to be a very viable option for you to get the Selector on, because she is extremely strong, and you probably realize from how strong she is from CM8 or the Armor Akinan. She is going to be very good in champions meeting that involve around mile, medium, and long. So yeah, and of course, from what you have been told, she is going to be very good on making you track because you have much more skill points compared to usual, and also she is going to be extremely strong in grand life scenario. So yeah, if we do not get the 2nd year anniversary patch, you can consider Christmas Ogre. I will not recommend going for Summer Marazensky, however, because the Summer Marazensky speed card is going to come out during make a new track scenario, and pretty much every single front is going to be able to use that card beside Marazensky. Here is going to be my support card recommendations. If you have bought the pack, then you are able to select 2, and yes, you can buy the same 2 cards. So if let's say I am at limit break 2 fine motion, I can just get maximum break with the card, which is of course very nice. So this is going to be my priority list. Of course, you want to prioritize Kita-san Black if you still do not have her at maximum break. The reason is that there is no reruns for Kita-san Black. If you still do not have her at maximum break, then you really probably should be spending those tickets increasing her limit breaks. Then it just depends on your situation. Do you have Fukitaru speed and want to increase the limit break because you have like 3 limit break and you don't want to spend the crystal? Then you could spend one of these 2 tickets for Makiani Fukitaru speed card. Let's say I have 2 limit break nice nature, I could use 2 of them and get maximum break nice nature, which is of course nice. Same could be said with fine motion and super creek. The cards below are going to be on the lesser priority. If you somehow got every single card in here maximum break, probably you're a big whale, but these are going to be my cards. Some of them are self-explanatory and they fill out a decent niche, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you found this video to be helpful, consider subscribing and consider joining the Discord, link it in the comment section, and I hope to see you in the next one.